I feel like this video is gonna be a mess. So to start off, my name is Iris, or Iris in Spanish. I am currently 29 years old. I'm gonna be 30 in June. I was born in Michoacan, Mexico, and at the age of 7, I moved to the US, specifically California. I am the oldest of 3 children. So both of my parents are from Michoacan. My mom is from this small pueblo named Chucutitan. And my dad is also from another pueblo named La Huacana. My parents are divorced. My dad is still living in Mexico. And I have half siblings. I have 3 of them, which I love so much. And I officially got to meet them last year when I went. I put a little bit of black in my crease to darken it up, and now I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. You let me know in the comments how you feel about it. But back to the get to know me. Where did I leave off? So I don't know if I should like mix these two or just use this one, because it's more of a darker tone. Now I don't know. All right, so I finished with the eyes. Now let's move on to the face and with the rest of the get to know me. I'm going to be using this as primer. It's really good. I like it. It works for me. I've been married for 5 years now. Our anniversary was this December the 8th. So my husband is my high school sweetheart. We met when I was 14 going on 15. And he was actually one of my chambelanes, and he was also my neighbor. That's why and how I met him. We have a son together. His name is Sebastian. And fun fact, I actually think it's a cute fact, I named him after Sebastian Rulli. Hear me out. So I was pregnant and I was just so sick all the time and I couldn't work, so I stayed home all of my pregnancy, and that's when I started watching Teresa again on Netflix. And I've always thought Sebastian Rulli was really handsome, so therefore Sebastian Rulli. And I also wanted to give him a name that I felt like my Mexican mom can pronounce, because I don't want her to struggle. Okay, so for foundation I took these two and I mixed them together because I feel like one is too light, another one's too dark, so that's what I did. So now moving on to my likes and dislikes. No, I'm just kidding. Just moving on to my likes. I love scary movies. I like thriller movies. I like thriller shows. I like ghost stories. I like anything that has to do with the paranormal. I actually have a story that my mom claims it's true. And I believe her. I mean, why would I not believe her? Or maybe if she just dreamt it, maybe, I don't know. But she said that she always had a great relationship with her grandmother, which is her mom, no, her dad's mom. That she always had a great relationship with her. And that when my mom was growing up, her grandmother always would tell her that she wished that she could live long enough to meet her great-grandchildren, aka me. So unfortunately that never got to happen. She passed away before I was even born. But my mom claims that right after I was born and she had gotten home from the hospital, that she was just chilling there, she was sleeping, and that out of nowhere, guess who enters her room? Yeah, her deceased grandmother. And my mom claims that her grandmother came into the room floating, and that her grandmother just pulled up floating to the near on her bedside, and that just looked at me and then looked at her and then just kind of like put the blanket on us. But she said that when she put the blanket on us, it kind of like slowly went down in slow motion, or at least that's what my mom says. And pretty much by the time the blanket kind of like hit our bodies, that her grandmother was already turning around and walking away. Oh, I think I forgot to mention that she showed up and she didn't do anything weird. She just smiled at her and smiled at me, my baby self, and she claims that she couldn't move, she couldn't do anything until after her grandmother was completely out of the room. And for concealer, I use these two. Moving on now. Now, shows. I am a big fan of The Office, therefore I have the Dunder Mifflin shirt on. So, and I'm also wearing it just because, just in case I drop some makeup on my shirt, at least it won't be a shirt that I really, really like, and then I'm gonna be mad about it. So, I feel like this video is gonna be a mess. Just random conversations everywhere. But that's okay. That's life. So me describing myself, how I was growing up, I felt like I was a very quiet person. I didn't really speak my mind. I was always afraid of people judging me, what they were gonna say about me. Now looking back, I feel like I wasn't happy because I wasn't my original and true self. I was always afraid of people judging me and what they were gonna say, and at the end of the day, no matter what you do, people are gonna judge you. No matter what. So, yeah, live life. Do what you gotta do. Okay, so to contour, I use this Wet n Wild stick. I was officially diagnosed with depression and anxiety at the age of 17. And I just felt like in high school, it just made sense. Once I was diagnosed towards the end of my high school years, it all made sense. It all makes sense also why I was so quiet, why I was so afraid of people judging me. It was because of my damn anxiety. My anxiety was lying to me. I was also put on medication for about a year. And personally for me, I felt like that really helped me out. I felt like it mellowed me out and I was able to get back to what I was doing, because at that time, I was already in my senior year of high school. So thankfully, I was able to get that under control. I was taking some medication and I am better now, I guess you could say. Still sad. Still sad because depression never goes away. And that was one thing I learned at the time. They told me that my depression was never going to go away. My anxiety was never going to go away. So for blush, I used this little Wet n Wild stick. Super cute. Another thing about me that I feel like most people don't know, because I've always been so quiet and more reserved and had a smaller group of friends, is that I like to sing. But don't get it twisted now. Just because I like to sing doesn't mean I know how to sing. So with that being said, yes, I like to sing. I don't really like to dance. I'm not much of a dancer, to be honest. I don't know, I feel like I can't dance, and then I feel awkward because I feel like people are judging me because I can't dance. But yeah, I'm not really much of a dancer, but I am a singer. I love singing. Especially now that I'm so excited that Rebelde is going to have a tour. I don't think I'm going to go because I'm broke, but it's the thought that counts. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I like to sing. I've also always really been interested in TV and acting and all of that. And I actually have a story for you about the acting situation, right? This is what I'm going to be using for bronzer. So this one time I was with my mom walking outside of a Target. And while we were going to the car, we got approached by this lady who now I'm assuming is an agent. I don't know. So she approached us and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so pretty." At the time I was underage. I was still in high school. So she told my parents like, "Oh my god, like she's so pretty. Has she done any television?" And when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm finally gonna be able to be on television. So when she said that, I was so excited, and I couldn't even talk. I was just like, really? You think I'm pretty? Oh my gosh. So she's talking to my mom and she's explaining to her how I'm so pretty, I should do television. And she gave my mom her card. And she kept on telling my mom how she should take me for an audition because, you know, her employers or whatever, her boss or whatever, were looking for more diversity, right? More people of color, more Latinos, you know. So she kept telling my mom how like they were just tired of the white people and blah 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 blah. That's exactly what she said. She's like, oh yeah, they're tired of like always just seeing white people, and they just want to see like more other, you know, like other Hispanics and things like that, and people of color like Asians and African Americans and things like that. So she proceeds to tell my mom that, and the mom's all like, okay, cool, sure, why not? We'll take your word for it. So once we got in the car, I was so excited, and I was like, oh my god, mom, can you believe it? Like this lady, you know, out of a bunch of people out in, you know, Target, she singled me out. She said that I was pretty. So whatever, right? So we end up going to the audition. And okay, now for blush, I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild one. I think it's super cute. So where did I leave off? Right, so I was saying, so I got to the audition. There was a lot of kids. There was all kinds of kids there. There was a lot. So whatever, right? You know, I auditioned. I did whatever I had to do. And I go home. So I go home and, you know, they tell you like, oh, expect the, well, they didn't tell me to expect the call. They just said, you know, obviously if you get a call back, then you're okay. You're good. So I go home. The days passed, and my mom's husband apparently told one of his coworkers. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but the word got around at his job, and apparently one of his coworkers had told him that the same situation happened to his daughter, where she got approached outside of a store and they had scouted her to be a model, right? And they had took her to the audition and whatever, she made it, that she got a call back. But in the second call back is when they were asking for all kinds of money, right? So when that word gets to my stepdad, he comes home and then he tells me like, look, this is what happened, X, Y, and Z. There's a big possibility they might ask us for all kinds of money that we don't have. So when he said that, my heart shattered, because I was like, oh no, my dreams of being an actress and being on Disney Channel are not gonna happen. So yeah, you know, when they said that, I was so sad. I was so sad. And I actually had gotten a call back. So I forgot how many days after that, you know, I got a call back and they were like, hey, you know, we like her so much, you know, come back whatever day. And I remember one of the comments was like, yeah, we really liked her and we liked whatever, and tell her to bring her glasses, because obviously I wear glasses, but I'm currently wearing my contacts because I am a blind bitch. But yeah, and I just remember that, you know, my stepdad had answered because he's the only one that spoke English. My mom didn't. So, you know, they got his information, and when they called him, he was like, okay, cool, yeah, you know, like, we'll take her. And then, you know, he clicked, and then he was just like, you know, well, you know, the information we got, they might ask us for money that we don't have. And I feel so sad. Until this day, I still wonder if I was going to be scammed or if I was going to be the next Disney Channel star. So I guess we'll never know. It is what it is. It's life, and I guess I have to move on from it, right? I don't know. Now I'm going to be using my e.l.f. powder to set the rest of my face. La 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 la. One thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video is what this channel is going to be about. Well, I thought I shall let you know before, so that you guys know what you guys are getting into. So I want to focus my channel on doing exactly what I like. Whatever makes me happy, whether it's makeup, whether it's vlogging, whether it's baking, because I am not a good baker, so I want to learn. You know, I want to post on this channel whatever makes me happy at the moment. So with that being said, it could be about nails, it could be about hair, it could be about makeup, it could be about telling stories and all this kind of stuff. So just so you know what you're getting into. All right, time to dust off the bake. So with that being said, that is what this channel is going to be about. So yeah, I hope that you guys follow me on my growing journey and you guys like this current video. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear my dogs barking. That's what happens when you live in a Mexican household. So you hear everybody talking, you hear the dogs barking, the vecinos fighting, because that's what I see or hear all the time. So yeah, that's them barking. So speaking of them, I have 2 dogs. I love animals. I'm currently focusing on only buying products that are cruelty-free or vegan or both. And cruelty-free, for those of you that don't know, it means that it's not tested on animals. So for setting spray, I use the e.l.f. Microfine setting spray. And then for my lips, I use 3 things. I use the Italia Deluxe pencil in the shade Natural Beige. And then I use the LA Girl pencil in Chestnut with Wet n Wild Cloud Pout. And I put a little bit in the center. And I think I'm going to add some gloss just because, I don't know, just think I will. And for highlight, I use the e.l.f. in Moonlight Pearls. This one's really cute. I just put a little bit because I don't want something too much, you know? Nothing too crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching and staying till the end. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.